You know, I've been going for a long time. I probably put about 8 miles on today, and I figured I'd check one little nook and cranny along the road, and I haven't walked up to him yet, but I think the big target buck that I've been after for a long time is laying in the field dead. Now he's 50 yards from me. I don't even really want to walk over to him yet, but you know, that's just kind of what happens around here with deer hunting. You get on a target and a lot of times it's short-lived. You don't have a lot of time to chase these deer. They don't survive long in the wild, especially when they get to that 4 or 5-year-old range, 6-year-old range. You know, they become everybody's targets, and wind up getting a lot of hunting pressure. People find out about them. They'll close in on them. Spots where guys weren't hunting in the past, all of a sudden there's guys hunting everywhere. And you know, there's a lot of gun hunting around here, so they'll go in and they'll drive them out and kill them. A lot of the farmers around here are pretty lethal, so you know, I'm camped out in the wood lot trying to manage a deer herd, and once a deer gets to of age, all he's got to do is step out in that field and boom. But anyway, I figured I'd take a little break here before I walk up to this deer. Don't know who he is, but I think he is the big one that I've been after. I came walking around this little bend and I glanced over, and all I can see is hide, horns, and coyotes have eaten them. Oh, anyway, this is the sad reality of shed hunting and whatever you want to call deer management. You know, trying to let them go to a good age. They're like a diamond in the rough. They don't last long, and everybody's after them. So I can see them from here. Let's mosey on over to them. So, good news and bad news. It's not him. It is a pretty good buck though, and it's a shame because I just acquired rights to hunt this piece of property, and darn it, this is like the second one I found dead. One that was shed, and this one obviously has just died. I mean, he hasn't been here long at all. But a beautiful, probably 4-year-old deer, 5-year-old deer, great mass, and yeah, he's dead. Deadhead. Hate seeing this. Worst case scenario. Alright, what I'm going to do is see if these antlers will just come off. If not, I'm just going to leave them here for the coyotes. Nope. Oh well. You can stay here. Somebody else will find them. Well, just walking through this, it's like one of the nastiest swamps I've ever been in. Cutting through, trying to get back to my truck. This always seems to be the case as I'm getting close to my truck. And I'm coming through here. Little sliver of a hole. Crouch down. Bam. You know, after finding that dead buck, I was getting all discouraged because I can hunt this place now, and I'm really looking forward to this year. So obviously finding a dead deer you never want to do, but oh, he'll be a target. Oh, yeah, baby. I got some pictures of this deer from my buddy's place. This is him. This is the big one. This is the one everybody's after. Oh, it's awesome. Bedded out here in this swamp. Look at that deer. What a stud. See if we can pull his match. It'll be difficult, but we'll spend a little time in here. This was a needle in a haystack for sure. no doubt about it. It's been down a long time too. All right, we're gonna start covering more of this swamp. We'll see if we can find his other side. But this is cool. This is a big buck. Big buck. And we think he's a 4-year-old, so even better. Well, just out trekking through this swamp. Probably ready to give it up for today. Put on a ton of miles. And as I was coming around the bend, got a side. Big side. Old side. And I'm not sure who this is, but I'm sure I have a few other horns from this deer. Check it out. Oh, massive horn. Massive horn. Oh. Look at this rub. Big dog. Sign is just absolutely incredible this time of the year. You know, it's clear to see what the bucks were doing during the rut. You know, there's a giant, I mean, there's rubs all over in here on these poplar trees. Big trail through here, fresh tracks. You know, we're only a couple weeks out of the season. And looking at this now, after everything I found over here on this side, for sure 100% will I have a stand over here next year. A spot that I've kind of overlooked, to be honest. And I haven't spent any time over here, and sure enough, in the last couple of years, I think the deer have started to get used to me not being in here. And there is just sign absolutely everywhere, and it's big sign. Really big rubs in here. That there is a really big track, real big. We came running out of this bedding area, so let's skirt through here, see if we can find a side. It's an oldie but a good one. This is a buck we called devil deer. Now I wound up, actually I didn't shoot this deer, I thought I shot this deer. This shed is 6 years old. I have his match set from the next year, but this year that he had this rack, he actually had both sides broken, just like that. They're both broken off, that's why we called them devil deer. Huh. Well, there you go. Pretty cool. Just kidding. But darn it, that little tree root had the color going on. Well, I've gone about 6 miles here on this 100-acre piece, and this deer's really been throwing me for a loop. I have searched high, I've searched low, and just like the first time, I was ready to give up. And I'm literally walking one of these trails, old timber trail, right back to my truck. And I swear, I looked at my phone, I go to glance, bam! Bam! I think that's him.
Oh yeah. Yep, there it is. There's the match.
All right, just able to match up the big 8. And here's what's crazy. I'm not relatively far from where I found the first side. I've got probably, I don't know, 150 yards. There are piles of coyote chews on this thing. All these little nicks, all those little canines, and even right here on the brow tine, you can see the coyotes have been chewing on this thing like crazy. So what happens is these deer, or these coyotes, find these sheds and they move them around, they carry them. And this is like kind of one of those spots that's loaded with rabbits. I mean, look here. There's rabbit poop all over in here. I don't even think that this buck was in here. It's just a nasty, thick wall of garbage. Now, he could have obviously been in here, but I think the coyote obviously drug it in here. But yeah, match to the big 8. I should be able to sleep tonight, which is great, because I haven't been sleeping much, knowing that this thing was out here. There's nothing I love more than matching up a big deer as a 4-year-old and then hunting him as a 5-year-old. I feel like I already have a piece to him. I feel like I really understand his core. And this deer is a homebody deer, so he's gonna be #1 target. I can't wait to hunt him next year. I actually am gonna score this deer up now that I have both sides to him. But I'm pooped. Been out here for a long time, and I'm tired. I'm gonna go home.